Amber Nash, the voice of your favorite HR nightmare Pam Hoovy. Welcome to our Archer Rewatch podcast. We are currently covering a whopping 13 episodes of Archer for season 2 with a bunch of super fun guests. Welcome to Rephrasing. Hey guys, welcome to season 2, episode 5. I'm your host, Amber Nash, and here with me as always we have...
I'm Casey Willis, executive producer on Archer.
And...
I'm Christian Danley. I was an editor on Archer.
Together with our guest today, we're going to talk about Double Deuce. Nice. Woodhouse gets bad news. All his World War I buddies are dying off. But is it foul play? And is Woodhouse next on the hit list? Today's guest is an Emmy Award-winning animation director, producer, and storyboard artist, best known for his work on Archer, where he contributed across every season of the series. Over his career, he's directed episodes of Archer, Agent Elvis, Dicktown, and Harley Quinn. His credits also include Hit Monkey, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, The Xtacles, Evergreen Hills, and a slew of pilots nobody will ever see. It's Chad Hurd!
Yay!
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Chad.
Good to be here.
It's so exciting to have you.
I'm so happy you put the Xtacles in your bio.
I was typing everything out, and I was like, that's a big part of my life. I moved to Atlanta for that show.
Great.
Amazing. Amazing.
We might need to do an Xtacles bonus episode at some point. Because
Yeah.
so many people love it. We had just had Pierre on, and he talked so much about his love of the Xtacles. He's talked to me about it before.
Yeah.
So that'd be fun.
That would be really fun.
There's a guy I met here at Maine that loves the Xtacles. You work in Archer? Do you know about the Xtacles?
Boy, do I know about it.
It was so random.
One of 10 people that know about the
Right.
Xtacles.
That's the special thing. Whenever anybody brings up Frisky Dingo or the Xtacles, I know they're just a part of a handful of people that we can
when
appreciate.
somebody has a Frisky Dingo DVD, I'm like, whoa, you are a real fan. That's so exciting. So, Chad, speaking of the Xtacles, I'd love to get your kind of origin story into how, because you moved to Atlanta to work with these yahoos. Is this correct?
I did.
So I'm guessing it was before you knew if anything was going to go, if it was going to become a show. So would you just talk a little bit about like how you got involved with all of it?
Yeah. I was up here in Maine. I went to school to be an art teacher, and I was terrible at it. Like, I did my student teaching. They didn't like me. I didn't like them. I knew exactly what I didn't want to do. Like, my car got keyed on the first day. I had my little tie, and I was like, "You're getting a detention." It wasn't good. It wasn't good. And I wanted to be a comic book artist, and I put my stuff on this. This is going to show how old I am. I put it on a website called Comic Space, which was like MySpace for comic book people.
Okay.
And somebody named Neil Holman saw my work and asked if I wanted to do a comic book with him. So I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
So I did it. We worked really well together. I saw that he worked in animation. He was working on Frisky Dingo.
Okay.
And I'm like, you ever need help in animation? Let me know. And they gave me a little test, and I did well enough on it to get offered a job.
Okay.
So after graduation, we just picked up and moved to Atlanta. And I got there, and I was in a house with 8 dudes in East Atlanta. I remember bringing my in-laws, and I'm like, this is where I make cartoons. Terrible mistake. What have we gotten our daughter into? But it was great. I mean, we were there. I worked on the Xtacles. We made 2 episodes there in 6 months. And then they decided not to make any more. I flew back to Maine for Christmas, and I was like, everyone's like, "Hey, Chad, how are them Tweety birds? You drawing them cartoons, huh, bub?" And I was like, I don't have a job anymore, and flew back to Atlanta to get my stuff. And Neil called. I was on the plane. And he's like, "Dude, we're gonna be making a pilot called Duchess. Adam, just let me know." And then I went back into the house, and we made Duchess.
Wow.
And 8 of us, and that was how Archer happened. Yeah.
That was so you were just like, okay, I'm not gonna get my stuff and come back. I'll just leave my stuff and then go make this show and see if that. I mean, when you're young, I guess you can just do that for
I guess I was like 25 at the time, and just happy to be drawing. I mean, in those days, at the end of the month, I'd have like $200 in my bank account, and But it was fun. Like, it was working on the Xtacles was probably like the best job ever. It was so much fun.
That's awesome. It makes me happy to hear that, Joe.
Oh, I had a great time. Like, we were playing Call of Duty after work.
Oh yeah, after work. Thompson would shut us down. And...
Like, if you guys work really, really hard for the next hour, you can play Call of Duty and you can go home at.
Had you ever been to Atlanta? Did you have any idea what Atlanta was going to be like?
No idea. So I had flown down to meet Neil for the first time like 2 months before I officially moved down.
Okay.
He picked me up from the airport, and then I made this poor guy drive all around Atlanta looking at apartments. Cause,
oh my God!
I'm from like rural Maine, so like 6 miles in rural Maine is like 6 minutes, but 6 miles in Atlanta was like, an hour. Crisscrossing from Decatur to wherever, all over the place.
Where did you stay when you first moved down?
I lived I guess I lived in Decatur on College Ave.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know before you moved back, you were in a really cool little mid-century modern enclave out there. A bunch of really cool houses.
Yeah,
Right
it was fun.
outside
So after
285.
working on Archer for so long, I got bit by the mid-century modern bug.
Yeah.
And there's like this little neighborhood outside of Atlanta with all these like 1960s style houses, and I was like, now I can just live it and breathe it. Which is probably not healthy to just bring my work home with me every day, but
Like, where's my cocktail?
Now, Chad, when you won the Emmy, when the show won the Emmy, and did you actually get to take a statue home with you?
I did, yeah.
What do you do with it? Where do you keep it?
Right now it's on my shelf downstairs.
Okay.
It's just there. Yeah, that was the most incredible time. I don't know if you knew that. I almost lost my eye when we won that Emmy. Like, I carried it, and they had this awesome car set up front, and it was like this cool, it wasn't like a Lamborghini, but it was like a nice, like, BMW. And I'm like,
yeah.
wait, take my picture with the BMW. And as I sat down, it was way lower than I thought. My knee bumped the statue, and that wing grazed my eye and poked me right there, and I had this drop of blood right next to my eyelid.
Could you imagine?
I remember
headlines?
thinking, like, man, I would just like give my left eye for and I swear to God, it almost happened.
That is so incredible.
The wings are incredibly sharp, and it's heavy as shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's definitely could be a murder weapon.
Wow.
I talked to some people
sure it has
at the Emmys who had worked on The Simpsons, and they were like, Matt Groening has so many of these things. He said he couldn't find a can opener one time, and he just used one of his Emmys and stabbed it into the can. I don't know if
That's
it's
a flex
true,
right
but-
there. Lucky said he uses his Critics' Choice Award as a doorstop, which I believe. I think he actually does. So,
And to crush up
Casey-
his weed.
Exactly. Casey, you chose this particular episode for Chad. Why?
This episode in particular, I know because we do these World War One flashbacks, had a ton of character design stuff in it. And so, Chad, at the time, you were illustration director, is that correct? And so it was up to you guys to make all these World War One guys come to life.
Wow.
And the process, I'd love for us to talk about the process of how we did all this stuff and found the uniforms and drew them and stuff. So I think that's going to be really fun to talk about.
Okay, and I have to ask you, Chad, you did many jobs on Archer, correct? Like, could you
I did a
remember
lot.
what
I did a
all
lot.
of your different titles were? And even, I'm sure, you did jobs that weren't your title, like, because you guys all just kind of did everything to make it happen.
We did a little bit of everything. Yeah, so I started off as an illustrator on the pilot. And then by episode 2, I was illustration director because I was one of like a handful of people that knew how to draw the style. Like,
Okay.
I got a call from Matt that was like, Chad, we got greenlit. You got to come in and teach 20 people how to draw Archer. And we had done one episode, and it was like, does Archer have fingernails? Are they hard to draw? I don't know. No fingernails. Like, he doesn't have fingernails. Like, that's how much thought went into it.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I did illustration director, storyboarder, associate art director, director, producer. Those are my titles.
Is the producer in the worst job, or is it the best job? Because it seems like it could go either way.
Yeah, I think think it was the best job.
Okay.
I think producing was the best job.
Okay. Do you know
I was
why?
just gonna say. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
I think producing. I think at that point, I had been on the show. I get my producer title going into season 7, the year we won the Emmy.
Those are just facts.
I think it was just like you got more say. Like I get invited into the edit room and stuff, but I really feel like I got to get my fingerprints on the show at that point.
Cool.
And that was the fun.
I mean,
ahead, Casey.
literally, a lot of the times the script would say, "Hey, Chad, hey, Neil and Chad go crazy on this part," or something like very vague like that. And so a lot of the action sequences were all Chad and Neil or whomever they were working with at the time coming up with these ideas and executing them. So.
Well, I just also want to say that the real difference between the Xtacles and the Archer and Archer, I think, is the storyboard. How good we got at storyboards, and you couldn't say in a script, Chad and Neil go crazy, if you didn't have the confidence that was going to get storyboarded and we were going to like hit all those marks. And like just that jump in quality was a big deal, I think, for Archer.
And just for people that don't know what it's like to make an animated show, can you talk just a little bit, Chad, about what storyboards are and what the process is from going from a storyboard? Like, why is it that you go from a storyboard to whatever comes after the storyboard?
No, that's a great question. The storyboard is really like a blueprint for the rest of the show. So if you don't have it, you're kind of just making characters up as you go because you don't know what you're going to need. So with a show that was as complicated as Archer, which was a big step up from the Xtacles and C-Lab, like with all the action that was happening, we needed those rough drawings to show like what our angles were going to be, what our characters were going to be doing. And it was really... I mean, the storyboards are awesome in those early seasons, but it was such a handmade feeling to everything, which I love about working on Archer, is that we were storyboarding it in Photoshop. To get like assignments for the illustration team, I was printing off copies of the storyboards on a printer and being like, all right, you're doing all the Cyrils this episode, you're doing all the Pams. And they would just look at the arms and would like count them out and see like, oh, we need this gesture and this gesture. It was so, God, it felt like it was like a big high school project that we were doing that went on TV.
That's incredible. So after you guys you'd make the storyboard, and then I guess you'd get approval, and then be like, from Matt and Adam, or
so we'd do storyboards, and we would pitch them. It depended on what season. You'd pitch them to Neil, you'd pitch them to me, depending whenever. Casey would take a look at them. He'd address concerns, either like, usually it was like a scope thing or a budget thing, making sure it's all going to work. And then they'd go off to Adam for final approval, and then you'd start rolling. Yeah.
That's so cool. When you guys, like when the show ended, where are all, like I want there to be like an Archer museum where all these things live. Like I would love to have
the
like,
Archer library.
Yeah, like does anybody have any stuff like that? Like printouts of the storyboards? That'd be so cool to see.
Oh, I'm sure. They exist on old hard drives.
Yeah. The bad thing is like it takes so much space. Like,
yeah.
And so several times, especially in the later seasons, because Archer was on for so long, we went through generations of technology. So, we started out, we were still making DVDs and stuff. And then streaming happened, and then, 2K, 4, everything got better resolution. And so we were having to catch up with that as well and make bigger and bigger backgrounds because the resolution was better on your television. So several times during the life of the show, the IT guys had to be like, we got to back everything up and then delete seasons X through X because we don't have room on the servers
Holy
anymore.
Shit. That's crazy.
So I do think there's like a probably already outdated technology, like some tapes or something that hold backups of Archer,
a zip drive
somewhere, but I don't know where it is though.
And we got to get those down to the nearest Chili's and put them on the wall.
I would love that. It would give me a reason to go to Chili's.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. so let's get into the episode. And I have to say, watching this episode, I was like, man, it was so fun. Like, I loved like the deep dive and all the history, and it was so incredibly fun to watch. And I had completely forgotten about it because I don't remember anything that happened in the show. But in the cold open, at breakfast, Archer learns that Woodhouse has agreed to watch wee baby Seamus for the weekend. And Woodhouse sees in the paper that another of his squadron mates died under mysterious circumstances. Yeah.
I mean, that cold open is classic Woodhouse and Archer. Like, if I were to think of any interaction between them, like the bowl of spiders is in that. Like, it's just classic.
Yes.
It
I
sets the
forgot
tone.
like how pivotal Woodhouse was in those early seasons. Like, he was such a big part of the cast and for Archer. And I loved going back and rewatching this and seeing it. But it also made me wonder, like, does Woodhouse just carry those like articles around with him? Like, is he just that morbid all the time? Just like everybody's dying. It's so sad.
All the finger oil, they'd be disintegrating.
Yeah, totally. And it's so interesting too. Like, this was such a great example of like how much backstory you can pack into one. I mean, we learned so much about so many different characters in this episode. It was like so layered. There was so much information in this show.
I also have to say, this is how I learned what a tontine was. I did not know what it was
didn't know
before this.
until today. So I didn't even learn it when we made the show. And the first time I read the script, I was like, whatever that is.
I saw the chart and I was like, oh yeah, King of the Ring. That's what that is.
Was there anything that stuck out to you design-wise or visually in the cold open that you wanted to talk about?
Archer's robe. I saw that, and all these memories came flooding back to me because that was we used like our clothes and stuff and like for sets to draw these characters, and that was my wife's robe that I had brought in.
Did she know that you'd taken it away from the house?
I don't think so. I had just been like, I'm gonna use this for a minute. It never made it back because it was in the studio for years.
Wow.
All the way to the end.
Did she ever ask like, "Hey, Chad, have you seen my robe?" Or
she did, and I was like, so I brought it in, and we use it as reference. And I brought it back, and I was like, I'm gonna bring her a surprise. I'm gonna bring her big fluffy robe back. I brought it back, and I immediately get a text on my phone, a studio-wide email that's like, hey, don't steal stuff from the prop closet. Our robe's gone missing. And I was like, oh, they want it back. And she's like, I don't want this. Like, it's like everybody's nutsack has been all over this thing for like 8 seasons.
8 seasons
I don't
of
want
nutsacks.
In the Archer's defense, Archer crew's defense, nobody was getting naked and wearing the robe.
You don't know what happened after
yeah,
hours,
that's
Stacey.
true. Okay.
Exactly. That is so funny. Okay. Anything else?
I wanted to ask, Chad, was that Eggs Woodhouse that was on the table? I couldn't quite tell. The angle was a little
I can't
weird.
remember. I watched it again this morning. He had like a plate of donuts.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't know if it was Eggs Woodhouse or not. That's
Okay.
that's an Eric Sims question.
Oh yeah, great.
And let me ask this too, Chad, because this was season
Who refuses
2.
to be on the show?
This is season 2, and a lot of people that have worked on the show, when we have them back, they're like, man, it's tough to watch, old stuff because so much has changed. And, like Casey was talking about the technology and stuff. Are you like able to just enjoy it, or are you like can't help yourself?
I used to. So like when something would come on TV, I was always like, ugh, I wish that would be better. And it took like 2 or 3 years for me to feel that way. Now it's so far in the past. I think I have a lot more appreciation for it.
Yeah.
Because we had to do that stuff to get to where we ended up in the later seasons. And I think we're going to get to it in a little bit, but the dogfighting with the planes looked really good, but we didn't have a lot of technology to work with.
Right.
Wow. Yeah. It's so cool.
I think it turned out really well for what we had.
That's great. I appreciate that. I appreciate that you have that ability. The time away has given you that perspective because it is so amazing. I mean, still, what you guys were doing at the time was fucking incredible.
It was. I'm really proud of it, honestly.
Yeah.
And like I was saying earlier, it felt homemade to make it, right? Like this is something we were making like as a group of friends figuring it out as we go.
Yeah, you know, I always say that one of the things when people ask me about like what it's like to be from Atlanta and being an actor from Atlanta, being an artist in Atlanta, is I always say the cool thing about Atlanta is it feels like it's possible to make anything artistically, and you can just find some other fucking people and you can make stuff happen. And like I feel like Floyd County always had that vibe. Dad's Garage always had that vibe, and it's just like I feel like the street art scene, like there's just so many things in Atlanta where it's just like you just can make it happen. There's nobody telling you what to do here, you know?
I agree. If Archer had been made in Los Angeles, I think it would have been very, very different.
Yeah.
And I think because it was made in Atlanta, the way that we did it, it just had a lot of extra charm in how it's made.
I so agree. I love that. That's such a nobody's brought that up. I really like that.
I love it too. I think one thing though that once like Chad and Neil and some other people went on and did some other things on other productions, they came back with an enlightened view of both things that we were doing great, but also things that maybe we were putting too much work on individuals. Because Chad was like, hey, you know how one part of my job is directing the episode? That's a whole separate job on another show. And we're like, oh, really? We had no idea. But that's
hey, I've been tricked.
That's kind of the evolution of that DIY thing. We didn't really even know that there were other jobs that needed to be handed out.
Well, that's why like a thing like Storyboards sticks out to me, because it's like, oh, we're doing Storyboards on Archer now, and I'm like, oh, right. Why wouldn't you do that in a why wouldn't you make a cartoon that way?
Like the reason I have and I'm so thankful for is to have so many different titles is like because of that handmade feel. Like when you're in LA and working on stuff, like we want a storyboard artist and you're in the storyboard track and you just do storyboards or you just do backgrounds forever. It was so cool to be able to like, I'm going to draw the characters and I'm going to learn how to storyboard and now I'm going to learn how to direct and all these different things. I got to kind of like climb up through the ranks and learn every little piece of production.
That's such a great attitude, because it's like, oh, why do I have to draw again? Like, I'm supposed to be editing.
One time, we later on, we kept trying to expose more and more people to different processes in Archer, because, we didn't want it to seem like just these guys that worked on like Frisky Dingo were keeping all the knowledge, because we didn't want to keep it. We wanted to spread it out. But I remember we had Chi in the edit room, and we were editing an episode, and she's like, oh, y'all are really making decisions that are going into the show. And we're like, yeah, because we were having to cut time and trim stuff out. I'm sure Chad, I'm sure I broke his heart more than once having to cut things that they spent a long time coming up with. And it was just like, we don't have the time. I have to cut it. Because, that's the other thing. In the early seasons of Archer, we had to be 2130. We had to hit that number.
Yeah.
If we were just a little bit off, we had to get a special dispensation from the network to do that. Now with streaming, like shows can be kind of almost whatever they want. But back in that day, we had to hit a specific time. And it was sometimes we had to cut really cool things and they never got to be on the air.
And Chad just keep that. He's like, he still hates you for it.
And that's why I'm here today.
Number one.
You guys did pretty good, honestly. Like, sometimes stuff gets cut and it's heartbreaking, but it's never like we drew an entire act of a thing and I had it cut. Like storyboards, sometimes it would break my heart because I really wanted to do something cool, and I definitely negotiated with Marcus especially.
Yeah.
Like, please just let me do this, and I swear to God, you guys can do this other thing. But
that was also kind of, again, part of that DIY handcrafted thing was negotiation sometimes, where it's just like, can we please keep this thing in, and we'll trim something here to keep this thing in. Like, that's cool. And like you said, if it was in LA, I don't think you'd get that chance to plead your case for something like that.
Yeah, they'd be like, shut up, puke.
Get back to your storyboards.
Okay, let's get into Act 1. Okay, so we find out that Woodhouse was a Batman, an officer's personal attendant, which I was like, is this a real thing? And
Of course it is.
Of course it is. It's Adam Reed. And Archer says, "So a servant, way to advance." And we learn what a tontine is, and that it's worth about $1 million in real money, and that the only guys left are Scripes, Stinky, and Woodhouse. So, and I also loved the line, "I can do baby or I can do geezer murder mystery, but I can't do both." And then they end up sending the wee baby Seamus over for Mallory to take care of. And also, we heard about what you should give babies liquor for. And another thing that I looked up that is real is Jimmy legs.
It really is real?
List. Yeah, that's what restless leg syndrome used to be called. Is Jimmy legs.
Oh, you got the Jimmy legs.
That's awesome.
Isn't that great? That was on the list, and I was like, Jimmy legs. That
I would
can't
love
be,
to see an old medical book that just has, oh yeah, case of the Jimmy legs.
He's got the Jimmy legs.
In a flashback, I believe I saw Chad's face as one of the officers in the officer
Yes,
club.
you did. Yes,
Okay,
you
and
did.
so who was it?
It was
Just
just
a
one of
dude.
the officers, yeah.
Because we, made all this stuff ourselves, like we needed drones. So it was often just us taking our pictures, drawing ourselves, and putting us in the episode.
So would it be
And
like
yeah.
in the middle of the day where you're working and you're like, "Oh shit, Casey, I just need to take a couple pictures of you," and then you do that and then get back to what you're working on so that you could use his face?
Kind of, yeah. Like usually towards the beginning of the season, we would just kind of pick out like interesting faces, or if you were dating somebody and wanted to impress them, you bring them in and take their picture and put them
Sign
in the
this
show.
contract.
Yeah, you want to
I
be in a
own you forever.
cartoon, baby? and so my face, I get used all over the place, and yeah, I'm drinking a beer in the Double Deuce.
And would they just like change your hair to make you different characters, or
Sometimes, yeah. I was in. I'm also in the same season when Archer goes on his rampage. I'm one of the people like in the lineup.
Yeah, you're one of the
great.
Irish gangsters, I think.
I'm one of the Irish.
Okay.
characters. Yeah, I
Now,
think my
did you-
hair's red. But
Did you use when we see the flashbacks of Woodhouse? Was that just a younger version of? How'd you guys do that?
so that was one of our artists, TJ Buford, and I want to say Adam's like, you got the face of Woodhouse, but you got to lose the beard. So he had this big black bushy
wow.
beard, and we're like, do you mind shaving your beard so we can
Wow.
take your photo? And he did it, and he came in. Because you get used to somebody with like facial hair, right?
And you don't
he
know what's
came in.
under there. Like,
You
what
look
kind
like a
of
totally
chin
different
he's got.
person.
And if I remember TJ correctly, he had some healthy beard hair. Like
He had a very healthy beard.
Yeah, it was not a
So
minimal
it was quite
beard.
surprising, and I appreciate his sacrifice.
Yeah.
TJ, if you're
Wow.
listening, thank you.
Did he have a good chin, TJ?
He had a great chin, yeah.
That's the saddest when a guy shaves their beard and you're like, oh, yeah, that's why.
Please grow it back.
Yeah.
So I had this memory. I saw Baby Seamus, and I was like, is that Matt's baby? Matt's youngest was the baby. And he came in, and I remember him coming in, Meryl coming in with the baby,
Okay.
and then taking pictures of Matt holding the baby. And I didn't have a kid. I didn't know what you were supposed to do with a baby. I guess I thought treat them gently, which was
Right.
not what Matt did. Matt had this thing like hanging upside down. He was turning it all over the place. Like, baby's gonna fly up in the air, right? So it's just take my picture, take a bunch of pictures.
Yeah, I
Is this
wondered.
safe? Am I gonna get in trouble?
There's a shot where Archer's holding the baby, and you can
Yeah.
see it. Like, and I was like, yeah, somebody had to have held the baby for that drawing.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep, that's
so
Thompson's
Matt
hand
Thompson.
and his baby.
That
Both.
seems like his parenting style, for
yeah.
sure.
We even gave the baby a real razor blade to play with.
Yeah.
But which was what I was gonna. I love that scene in the bathroom where Archer is talking to Woodhouse and the baby is just doing his own thing. There's a ton of great mirror animation in there.
yeah.
So we see like the back of the baby and then the front of the baby as well, and he's fishing in the sink as the razor dropped in there. He's eating the brush with all the shaving cream on it. It was just really
Wow.
cool.
I
loved
would
it.
have never even thought about that, but I imagine like when you guys had mirror stuff, you're like, fuck, that's like a ton of work.
Double the work.
That sucked. Yeah, I remember that being the illustration director that season. I'd be like, all right, done. Like, did you do the mirror stuff?
So that's why sometimes mirrors are just like blue with lines like this.
It's fogged over.
Yeah. That's great. Okay. Is anything else about Act 1 before we move on?
The little bee that
man.
it reminded me of the busy bee from Best in Show.
Oh, the little
Busy
stuffed
bee.
bee she has. Yeah.
Does this look
so
like a
cute.
bee?
And I also love Archer's old-timey voice. Whenever he has to do the old-timey voice, it's the best.
I was laughing because I was listening to the episode and I was like, interesting. You don't get to hear John Benjamin do a different voice very often.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, so he can do something different. Wait a minute.
really good.
Welcome to Real Spy Gadget or Fake AI Slop Image, a segment where we show you a couple of images and you tell us if those images are a real spy gadget from the grand era of spies or an AI-generated slop image that Casey made. If you'd like to play along, you can find these images on our Rephrasing Pod Instagram page. Today, we have Chad Hurd joining us. Thanks, Chad, for playing our dumb game. Now, over to Christian.
I'm excited to be here.
Thanks, Chad, and thanks, Amber. Chad, thank you for playing.
Yeah.
A quick note about AI. You hate it, we hate it, it sucks. This week's AI slop images were curated by Casey using Canva's generative AI function. We're not sponsored by Canva. In fact, we pay them monthly for the privilege of using their website. And now, on to the images. Okay, Chad,
Yes.
I'm going to show you 3 images. One or more of these images may or may not be an actual spy gadget from the grand era of spies. Alternatively, one or more of these images may or may not be completely AI-generated slop that Casey spent an hour making in Canva. And remember, like Amber said, if you want to follow along, go to Rephrasing Pod on Instagram, and we'll post the images there. But for the sake of our ears-only listeners, Casey, Amber, and Chad, would you guys mind taking turns describing these images as I show them?
Chad, how confident are you that you're going to be able to see it right away?
Gosh, I don't know. I have been to the Spy Museum in Washington.
You've got a leg up. Then.
So I do have a bit of a leg up, but it has been a while. So
But have you sent your wife an Instagram reel that she then said, honey, this is AI?
yes, that has happened. I fell victim to the bunnies on the trampoline like everybody else.
Classic.
Okay, is the Spy Museum amazing?
It is amazing, and I think that we even had a little Archer exhibit.
We did. For
Later,
a while,
at
we
some
had an
point.
Archer exhibit. One of the best things that we made for that exhibit was it was in a frame, and it said Archer's disguise kit. And it was 6 fake mustaches, all black, all the same, except for one, which was blonde.
All right, are we ready to review some images?
Yes.
All right, Amber, you're up first. Please describe what you are seeing. Chad, you are trying to decide if this is AI or not.
Well, the image that I'm looking at is a men's dress shoe, brown leather. It's a shot of the bottom of the shoe, and the heel of the shoe is laid over to the side, and it reveals some wiring and some bits of other stuff that look like double-sided tape that I guess are like transponders, and it looks like there's some computer chips maybe on this shoe, but it does look like the heel, when it would be put back over the spy stuff, would make the shoe pretty tall. Like, it looks like it would kind of be a little bit higher of a heel than general once the false part is put back on. Yeah, it's a lift for sure. And
That's a lift
that's
for
pretty
sure,
much
right?
it. That's pretty much it. Very, very simple. Only like one wire in there,
Okay.
one red wire, and some other white bits.
Yep, and there's some writing
Right.
on the bottom here. It looks
Looks
like
like
they went the
John
extra
Spencer.
mile and made it
Like
look like
John
it was a
Spencer.
real shoe with some like branding.
It does say Goodyear welded? Welded?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Hey,
All right. That was image number 1. Okay, Chad, lock that into your mind.
Okay, got it.
Lock it in. All right, image number 2. Casey, if you
Okay.
would describe this to the
Yes.
audience.
Okay. This is an image of a mannequin's head
Okay.
That are pretty
wearing
cool looking.
headphones. They are cool looking.
Yeah, they're kind of
they look,
steampunk.
yeah, they look
Yeah.
a little steampunky, and also look like the studio monitors that I'm currently wearing.
Yeah. Oh.
Then there's an inset on this photo that has like the interior of what I assume is the
Matrix of Leadership. Is that from Transformers? Is that the Matrix
yes.
of Leadership?
Now this is before. This is taken out of Optimus Prime and put into Hot Rod, making him Rodimus Prime.
Yeah. No, that's not what this is.
Okay.
But in the inset, what is it, Casey?
It looks like perhaps a lens.
Yeah.
It looks a little steampunky. One thing that is kind of selling me though is what would be, I guess, the speaker has like little drops of glue or something on it that looks like how the inside of
But where is this part
of an
in the
earphone
headphone?
is.
Is that what's against your ear?
I'm guessing it's underneath that, what I would call the lens cap.
Yeah, there's the cap has been removed, and this is what is underneath.
So I guess this is a camera to take pictures at someone who's right beside you.
Yeah, well, you could turn your head.
Say it
You could be- listen.
And the lens looks pretty fisheye. So
Yeah.
probably it's like a deer's eye.
All right, are we ready for image 3, Chad? If you
We
would
are
please
ready.
describe this image to our audience.
Yeah. Okay. So image number 3 is a brown handbag, and it has what looks like a bee or a wasp as like a clasp on it. And there's an inset at the top, and in that image is some metal brackets and what looks like part of a camera that are all sort of like wedged in there.
Yeah, needlessly disassembled camera.
Yeah.
It's,
And then can I see the front of the purse again? And it looks leathery, but also kind of hairy.
You cannot
Yeah.
tell if it's hair or leather.
right, yeah, it's impossible to tell.
Oh, textures.
Okay, good description. I think you got it all covered.
Now, you couldn't open that purse anywhere if you were trying to use it, like put something in it, because you would expose yourself.
Unless there was like a liner in there before.
There's
Yeah.
a liner of like fake purse stuff that goes over top of the. It's like pictures of makeup and stuff. All right, now so just to review, here's the shoe again, Chad.
Yep.
All right, number 2, the headphones.
Okay.
All right, and then finally,
I can't wait to hear what Chad thinks.
Okay. And to review, is one of them, so it could be any number, right? They could
that,
One
all
or
be real or all be AI,
Yes.
but there's no.
one or more may or may not be real.
Okay.
One or more may or may not be fake.
Gosh, they all seem fake to me.
Yeah.
The shoe, I don't doubt that the shoe, something like it, is absolutely real, but I absolutely think that heel looks super thick, and whatever electronics are in there.
You know, it looks like it's just stapled on.
Yeah, and then there's this weird shadow underneath, like, kind of where your right toe would go, which doesn't quite look
Oh
correct.
yeah. What is this? Yeah. This
See, this is the kind of stuff that only
Right.
artists notice. Because when we did this with a needle, too, it's like, I would have never in a million years looked at the shadow of that shoe.
All right. That's
Well,
the shoe. You're saying you don't think the shoe so far.
I don't.
Not that
I
shoe.
don't
At
doubt
least not that
something
one.
like it exists, but that image looks funky to me.
right,
Okay.
Casey.
The shoe is real.
The shoe is real. Okay.
Yep. And
Really?
the purse is real.
Is it hairy or is it leathery?
I think it's supposed to be leather with texture.
Because that looks like what AI would just be like, I don't know. This is leather.
Christian even said to me,
was
Casey,
like-
there's a stray pixel here of red.
Apparently, that's on the bag.
Yeah,
Or
these
in
are
the-
both from the Spy Museum, I believe. And the AI one is the mannequin head with the headphones, which Chad correctly identified something. A lot of times AI likes to use a lot of brass, and that makes it feel steampunky.
Let me ask this. So in the Spy Museum, is it all stuff that's like pretty old?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. It was
And
all
I
like-
tried to say,
Okay.
make it look like it's from the 80s. And I even say, like, to the prompt, make the
Oh.
photo look distressed, like it's
Yeah.
an old photo.
Wow.
Yeah.
nice.
Well, it didn't work, Casey.
Yeah, great work.
All right, great job, Chad. I think you pretty much nailed it. You said the shoe was real, even though you went with a purse. The shoe was the
Chad,
reason.
I don't remember what your score was or is going to be, but I'm going to give you some points that's going to mess up the whole rest of the episode. I'm going to give you 30 points for just being on this segment.
Yeah,
Awesome.
for
I'll
coming
take
back.
it. I'll
So
take it.
thanks, Chad. That was
Excellent
so fun.
work.
And now we're back for the second half of our episode. So in Act 2, this is so much happens in Act 2. I wrote so many notes about Act 2 because it's when like most of the flashback stuff happens, and it's so fun to watch. So Archer comes home to find Woodhouse and Stinky running drills, and I laughed so hard when Archer blindly fires into the apartment around the door. So great. And he ends up shooting Stinky. We learn about Mallory's parenting styles, and also that Pam wants to set up an ISIS tontine. I also loved, Chad, and I don't know if you if this was any of your decisions, but that there was a smiley face with X eyes and like a tongue sticking out, and then a heart with a dollar sign in it on the tontine.
I don't remember, but I did go and like look at my TV up close, and I saw my name was on there. I saw
Nice.
Brett, so Neil's character Brett was on there, and I think Eric S was also in there.
Nice.
So
So what was like? Did the way that the chart was made, is that how a tontine works? Like, or was it you guys just making up a chart?
It looked like basketball brackets
Yeah,
to me.
she made it like a basketball bracket, but that's not really how it would work. It's more just like everybody puts their money in a big pile, and then
Right.
last one standing gets the money.
Yeah.
There's no brackets. She
that
made
was
it so
like-
that people had to kill each other.
It was like Mortal Kombat, right? It was like,
They had to work their way up through the tower.
Yeah, and then Cyril sees it and is like, "Okay, yeah, I'm in. This is a great idea." Okay, and so then they're back at the apartment. They're fortifying their position. I loved the line. The guy's 100. He'll probably break both his hips just pushing the doorbell. And then we learn about Reggie's death, and this is when it really talk about because also one of the things that I learned when we were making the first season of this podcast is like when anything's happening outside of the office, it's all brand new shit you guys are creating. And so like there was so much in this episode. So just talk about how that was and like all the historical stuff and everything.
I mean, it was always a double-edged sword, right? It was really fun to do, but it was also a ton of work, and I felt like we were always behind.
Yeah.
Because we were also learning how to draw Archer style still.
Yeah.
So at this time, we would, get historical photos. We would look at what needs to happen, and we would sometimes rent, sometimes buy costuming and bring it in. And usually we didn't hire models. We were just like, you look like Woodhouse build, get in here, and we're going to take your photos, dress them up, and snap photos for reference. And the costuming was never perfect at that time. It was always like, it would just be like a belt or something across here and like a little Delta pin, like over there that they'd give kids, and we would have photos and kind of just reference it. And it was always, it was cool and fun, but it took a long time to draw all of those characters and all of their
Yeah.
assets over and over again. And you can see where we kind of like reuse some of those bodies over and over again.
Yeah, hope
Try to
there's another
adjust
World War
things.
One episode.
Yeah. And I guess stuff like that, it's like, you draw Archer's tactile neck and you're going to use it over and over again. This was just a one-off
Yeah.
episode.
Wow.
So you try to take it into account of like, yes, we need to get this done. Yes, it needs to look really good, but also the next episode's coming up and we got to get ready to jump into that. So
Yeah. Did you
you
ever
try
have?
to cut corners without it being too obvious.
Yeah. Did you have like, or I don't even know if you guys had time to think about this kind of stuff, but was there stuff that you're like, this is my favorite thing to do, and you'd get like, okay, that's Chad's thing, so let Chad do that, or do people have?
100%. And for better or worse, like Chi and Mike Chapman were like, all right, you guys are doing the heads. You're the best at the head five.
Cool.
You're my heads people. And other people be like, can I draw a head? And I wanted to, but and it was like, we're so far behind. They do the heads and you're the arm person and you're the body person.
Wow.
Chad, I'll say that you're talking about how it was always a tight crunch. Like you're balancing quality versus getting the show done on time. But everybody remarks about the attention to detail in Archer, and especially from a costuming perspective. It's one of the most appreciated aspects, I think, of the show is how much everybody was thinking about that stuff, that aspect of the show.
Also,
Yeah, I know. Adam was, had like a degree or something in costuming and was a big history buff. So it was really important to him and became really important to me as well, like vicariously, because I had to do so much research. And then going into those dream seasons later required massive amounts of research. I became like a little bit of a history buff myself for costuming. In fact, I was just working on a pitch earlier this week that was in like the early 1900s London, and I'm like looking at like, oh, so this is the type of sock garters that they used, not these American kinds. That's interesting.
Wow.
also from season 2 to season 6, we were doing 13 episodes a season,
Oh my God.
and we did that all in the span of a year. So we would always debut kind of at the same time. So we had to do 13 episodes in less than 12 months. So we got to the point where we were doing an episode would take about 8 to 9 weeks, which
Wow.
is super fast.
And I'd be like,
really quickly.
I'm so sad that I don't get to work as much this year. I don't get to make as many episodes because we're only making 8. So I'm working 16 days a year, and you guys are fucking like busting your ass trying to get these shows out. Man.
It was
yeah,
interesting
same,
too that Chad, you said we were still learning how to draw Archer, because we actually did make a major change from season 1 to season 2. We got rid of those harsh black shadows.
Yep.
So that was a complete overhaul of
Why?
the system.
Right. Everything gets redrawn.
It did actually.
Why
At
was
the
that
beginning
decision
of
made?
season 2, we went in and we looked at every single Archer asset, heads, bodies, everything, and anything that wasn't up to par, we threw away and redrew again. So yeah,
Wow.
season 2, with the exception of like a few head files, is all new stuff from season 1.
Oh my
So
God.
like we started on episode 1 and then kind of just had to redraw everything as we went.
Do you remember why the decision was made to get rid of the black shadows?
I think that it was just kind of getting in the way, and I
Yes.
think that we hadn't really, this is like inside baseball, but like when the characters would look one way and then turn their head the other way, that black shadow often stayed off to the side and looked really weird and didn't travel with their head. So it was just easier to get rid of it. And instead we had like a pick shaped low light that we could like travel around and mask.
That's what I recall too. It was kind of getting in the way of animation.
Yeah. I think it was also just kind of harsh. And if you look at the difference between season 1 and season 2, we got rid of a lot of the black shadow stuff too. Like Woodhouse's shirt had a lot of like black lines in it. Some of Archer's
Interesting.
stuff.
Wow. We also find out that Scripes becomes the commander and says there shan't be any rescue party. And I missed it the first time, and then I rewound it and watched it again and realized the 3-match rule is being displayed here for good reason.
Yeah.
And it was just so great to watch that happen, you know.
So for a layman, would you explain the 3-match rule?
I actually pulled up the Wikipedia entry about it. So 3 on a match, also known as third on a match or unlucky third light, is a purported superstition among soldiers during the Crimean War to World War II. The superstition holds that if 3 soldiers light their cigarettes from the same match, the third person or one of the 3 will be shot.
Because it's ready,
Yeah.
aim, fire. You would fire on the third light.
Yeah, and he says, that's so bright. Oh, it's so great.
He also says, "What are you hourly?" Which that's used a lot, but he does it in a very British way. I think he says, "Good God, man, are you hourly?"
And then we also hear the never touch the stuff, fish fuck in it, which Thompson had talked about on his episode as being one of his favorite things. Yeah, and I at first, because of the bleep, I was like, "What is this?" And I think that probably the first time I watched the episode, it just like went past. You know, there's so many things you miss because you're not rewinding and rewatching it. But yeah,
Was that beeped in the original broadcast, Casey?
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, we beeped. We had to beep basically everything, and up into the only time an F-bomb got through was on the 100th episode, where we had it bleeped, but we didn't have it bleeped in the international version.
okay.
And somehow those got mixed up, and they broadcast the fuck. Mallory says fuck.
Did you guys get in big trouble?
I was watching it live, and my nuts jumped up into my throat, and I immediately started sending emails. And FX was like, "Okay,
Yeah, pretty cool.
no big deal." And all the online chatter was like, "Oh, so cool! They let them say fuck for their 100th episode."
Oh, gift.
A reverse gift.
We also find out that, well, we start to learn that Woodhouse loved Reggie, and it seems like Reggie is about to confess his love, and then he gets shot. And Woodhouse says everything was a bit fuzzy after that. And then he meets a pregnant Mallory in a bar in Tangiers and gives birth to Archer right there on that greasy bar.
Greasy.
And like young Mallory's also always fun to see. Did she have red hair in this episode?
And she had black hair. Yeah.
It was
Okay,
like
she had black
Archer's.
hair.
Archer hair, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You wanna
all
talk
that
a-
looks so great.
Yeah, a little bit about that rampage.
Man, that rampage is so sweet.
It holds up really well. Doesn't
It does.
I was impressed. I hadn't seen it in a long time, and you go back and you look at action, especially because Archer. Our budget wasn't huge. We were doing stuff super fast because of the schedule, but we really spent some time on this, and it looked great. So usually for Archer, we did everything in After Effects, and it was a little bit clunky, but some of Woodhouse's Rampage was all done in, I guess, Flash at the time. And it was super smooth looking and really smartly done. And the lighting effects at the end with the flare going off, which looked great. And back then, we really had to pick and choose our moments. And if you notice, we don't do a lot of like fancy fight scenes or lighting cues in the earlier seasons. And I think this was one of those moments where it was like, this works. Like choosing your moments and spending that
Yeah.
extra time is well worth it.
I think the silhouette was chosen because we didn't have enough time to do it, but I think it made it so much more impactful to
Man,
do it
when
in
Woodhouse
silhouette.
does that little silhouette run, that side shot, I'm like, oh, that looks so great. And then it just gets even better. Like from there, it just gets better and better and better. Like, man, such a great sequence.
Knifing and stuff in the pit
Yes.
was great.
So
When
good.
when he screams towards the heaven and we have that upshot, that background was painted off of I like miniature. Well, Christian does too. I like miniature wargaming, and at that time I was playing this game called War Machine.
Don't bring me into your thing, Casey. I'm cooler than that.
But I knew these guys that had made a trench board, and I asked them to take a picture of it. And so this guy, his name is Rob Hawkins, and he worked for the company that made War Machine. And so he took a picture of the board. I don't know. We didn't get to use the whole thing because actually the resolution wasn't enough for us to make this big pan out. But we used a little bit of it.
Because
And
digital cameras back then.
I
were
know,
probably
right?
Trash.
I did send him a cool printout of Woodhouse screaming into the heavens. I don't know. I hope he got it because
That's so cool. So it makes me think about like the question that I wrote down that I think is interesting to think about is like there was choices that you guys had to make because probably financial and time constraints, and those things are obviously related, that probably became part of the style of the show. That's so
Yes.
interesting to think about.
1,000%. And I think Archer has a really cool, unique visual style, not only in how the characters are drawn, but how it's like storyboarded. Like it's kind of like a Mad Men style. It's like halfway between a cartoon and live action. And some of that comes from the limitations of the animation style and working around them. And I think because of those limitations, we had to make some really interesting choices. And that just helped make Archer have this really cool, unique vibe that no other show has.
That's so cool. It's like food. Like when you find a food from a region, it's like oftentimes that was food that they had to make from scraps of something, and then they made it taste really good, and that's what that region's known for now.
Yeah, it's like, this is all we had. So.
Yeah.
do you think when Woodhouse says, and that's how I met your mother, it was a how I met your mother nod?
Yeah, Adam's such a big fan of How I Met Your Mother, right? He's always talking about it.
He doesn't seem like the type.
I don't
You know,
I don't
Marshall and Ted and the whole gang. Barney, he loves those guys.
So in Act 3, Archer confronts Mallory because he's upset that Woodhouse had seen her vagina. We find out the origin of the name Sterling. And I loved this. I had to stop it because I was like, this is so crazy. Like this image of Mallory breastfeeding and shooting the gun at the same time is just like, wow.
That's a great drawing.
So incredible. Archer finally realizes how much Woodhouse has done for him, and he realizes he has to take Seamus to a murder. Scripes arrives, blindly shoots into the apartment again, also hitting Stinky. And the deaths weren't mysterious at all. They were just to sell newspapers. But if you didn't come to kill us, why bring that whacking great Webley? So I wanted to mention that because there's a visual joke that happens because he says whacking great Webley and it's just the crotch. And then we see that it's a gun that he's talking about. Was that something you guys just like? Did you decide that was going to be a joke, or was it in the script?
I don't remember. That was probably like an Adam Neal decision at the time. I don't remember that being scripted. Do you?
No,
Casey?
I don't think
you
it
still
was
have those
scripted.
scripts.
Yeah, probably, but you know what? You guys talk amongst yourselves. Let me see if I can find it. But I
after
doubt
you
it.
find it, we're sending it.
I mean,
to
the
you.
whole episode had double entendres like that, right?
Yeah.
So,
And
wouldn't
it
surprise me.
goes by like that. Like if you're not paying attention, you can so easily miss that. That's what's happening in that moment.
yeah.
Let's see. Archer thinks that Woodhouse is about to be shot, so he throws Baby Seamus at them and kicks Scripes off the building. And Woodhouse
And
and Stinky.
we now famously know that Matt Thompson physically modeled the baby flying through the air.
Yes.
I wonder if that child knows that now.
Yeah.
I hope he's listening and it's like, wait, what?
And then at the end, we realize that Woodhouse and Stinky are the last two left in the Tontine, and they narrow their eyes at one another, and that's the end of that, pretty much.
They talk pretty casually after their friend is dead on the
Kicked off the
street.
balcony.
There's in the script there is no mention of looking at someone's crotch. It just says, if you didn't come to kill us, why bring that whacking great Webley? And it says, Scripe size pulls massive Webley from his pocket.
Wow, cool.
I do have a behind the scenes thing about that final. The original, and Chad can back me up on this. The original was Archer threw Baby Seamus towards the old guys, knowing that they would catch him, and then using that distraction, they kicked him off.
Okay.
He kicked the guy off. FX pushed back hard on that and said, we cannot have Archer throwing a baby off the side of a building. So I think the compromise was he just throws him up in the air.
Okay.
Totally right. I forgot all about that, actually. But you're 100% right. He was supposed to throw it at them.
Yeah,
right?
Chest pass it.
And then kick, and then rebound it.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh
And
man,
you don't even know. I kind of thought the way that it looks that maybe he had just thrown it at them. So I you don't necessarily know where he's throwing it,
okay.
right?
It was kept vague enough.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was vague enough. That was the compromise.
FX was so cool about so many things, and then every once in a while it would be like, this is where we draw the line. And you could never tell.
I also wanted to mention, anytime there's an Archer as a kid flashback, it's hilarious. But that one, especially with him clutching Woodhouse and Mallory there with the presents, that was
And that deep sigh she gives of just
heartbreaking.
Yeah, and realizing that he was completely raised by Woodhouse for the first 5 years of his life.
I know, and he treats him like such a dick.
So terrible. Because imagine eating spider webs. It's got to be pretty bad. It's
Not great.
It's not good walking into them. Eating
It's got to
them
be
in your mouth.
a dry
So
affair. I assume.
Ingly, maybe.
Yeah.
I wrote down one of my favorite jokes was when they talk about one guy dying of autoerotic asphyxiation.
Yeah.
They're like, well, you remember the name of his plane, and the name of his plane was Choke and Stroke. And Woodhouse was like, oh, I thought that was just about the engine.
That's really great. That's really awesome.
So, next it's time for, I hope you're ready, Chad, Casey's Trivia.
Oh boy.
So, Chad, you said you have watched some of the episodes, so you know the trivia is not really about the episode, just inspired by the episode.
Yeah, and before we go in, you need to know how many points you have. And going in, you have 72 points, Chad.
Ooh,
That
respect.
seems low. Is that really low?
No, it's very
Oh,
good.
that's
Very
good.
good.
So let's talk about fish fucking it. We mentioned it earlier, but fish don't really fuck. They do external fertilization. It also has another name. Do you know the name of what it's called when fish do it?
Is it spawning?
It is spawning.
Yes.
Wow, nice.
Fantastic. Also, do you know what fish sperm is called?
Oh, no.
It's called milt.
Ew,
Oh,
that sounds
That is
gross.
gross. It's the worst.
You can get milt sushi in Japan too.
Ew.
And
Ew,
it's
how
not
big? How
surprising.
big is it? Can you?
So
how big
it's
are milk?
it's actually the milt sack, and it's like on a the sushi boat, the gunkan maki, if you were.
Yeah.
Then it's like just that little sack of squiggly white lines in there, and they say
What
it's
are the squiggly white things?
the
the milt.
milt
right.
sack, and they say it's very creamy tasting.
Gross.
They would say that, wouldn't they?
They would.
But have you tried it, Casey? You're
I
a big-
have not. I have not.
Okay.
I've tried a lot of messed up stuff, but I
You
haven't.
think you seem like the kind of guy that'd be into it.
Yeah.
You'd be
Maybe
like,
I would-
pop that thing in my mouth.
I would try it once, I think, especially because they love it. The Japanese do, so it's a delicacy for sure.
What
Okay.
kind of fish does it come from?
I don't know. Probably different fish have different milt sacks too.
Yeah,
And
probably,
probably
different
different
texture.
flavors,
Yeah.
depending
Yeah.
on the water they're drinking.
Yeah.
How hydrated are these fish?
Oh boy. Okay.
Speaking of spawning, who created Spawn?
And that'd be Todd McFarlane.
Absolutely.
That's a gimme. For Chad, you're giving us
I
The
know.
that.
only reason I know what spawning is because he made Spawn and looking it up and being like, what does this fish stuff have to do with Hellspawn?
Well, Chad, we didn't really talk a lot about your comic book background, but you have done a lot of comic book work in the past as well, correct?
Some, yeah, it's been a while.
what's Spawn's real name?
Al Simmons.
Al Simmons is correct.
Nice
And who
done.
plays Spawn in the movie?
Oh, what was his name?
Great martial artist.
Great martial
Yeah.
artist.
I can't remember. I want to say his last name was White.
It is White. It's Michael Jai White.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, you're doing really good, though.
You are doing really
My
good.
last question is, Todd McFarlane is Canadian.
Yes.
This episode has World War I flashbacks.
Yes.
How many people did Canada mobilize for World War I? So this is soldiers and auxiliary people.
Do you know this one, Amber?
You're phoning Amber for this one?
I want my phone call. Let's see. I'm just gonna guess 20,000.
It's surprisingly a lot higher.
Oh, okay.
So I'll give you that's my clue to you. And it's a
Okay.
lot higher than that.
A lot higher.
So this is, World
Do we
War
know
I.
how many were sent? How many Americans were sent? To give us just a reference.
You know what? Give me a second.
Okay.
Check the records, Casey.
I'll do
I
some.
didn't think it was
But
many
let
at
me
all.
also tell you
Preliminary
this.
math.
Canada was a part of the British Empire, right? They were a protectorate of
Right.
So
Okay,
England
right.
was a major player in World War I, if that helps you.
Okay.
It doesn't, but thank you.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. You're wasting your time.
And also, the population of Canada at that time was probably only like 50,000 people.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
There were over 2 million American soldiers that were sent to France as part of the American Expeditionary Force.
Okay, so
during World War
2 million American soldiers.
Right.
Okay.
I'm gonna say over 5 million Canadian soldiers.
Okay, it's a lot less than that. It's 620,000 people were mobilized and sent over to Europe from Canada.
Wow.
And
That's minus 620,000 points.
no,
Yeah.
not to bring it down, but 67,000 Canadians died, with 173,000 wounded. So, that's how they.
How many were sent and how many died?
620,000 were sent. 67,000 died.
Oh, I thought it was 670,000.
I didn't do so high.
But
More people died than they sent.
out of the wounded and the killed, that's how they come up with the casualty number. That's a 39% casualties. So you had like a 1 in 3. No, wait, I'm not doing my fractions right.
You're just making
You had a
up numbers.
40% chance of getting fucked up if you were Canadian sent to World War I.
Wow.
It seems high.
That
It does seem high.
Yeah.
I'm glad we don't have to worry about that stuff anymore.
Now, Casey, do you have a ringer question you can ask at the end so Chad leaves us feeling good?
I do. I have one
Okay.
more question. Chad, do you have anything
Yes.
you'd like to plug?
I just finished up a great show called Evergreen Hills that will be out later this year. It's a cool little family-friendly kids show I think it's going to be on YouTube. And then I'm working on a project with the Chick-fil-A cows that will be out at some point, which is a lot of fun. So check those out when the next time you're looking for something fun to watch.
Fantastic.
Probably in about a
Nice.
year from now.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay, your final score. I walked back the negative 620,000.
Thank you.
Your final official score is 113 points, Chad.
All right.
Oh,
That is
very
it.
good.
You're
How did
prob-
Pierre do?
I don't know. How did
Yeah.
Pierre do?
Amber doesn't keep track of the scores after she reads them out. They're just gone.
The numbers just evaporate into thin air. So, thank you so much for being on the episode, Chad. It was so fun to connect with you and talk to you about
It was a pleasure. I
old
love
days.
Archer, and I love you guys. I miss working on the show so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, so do
It
we.
was a lot of fun, and I look back at that time really fondly. So
Yeah.
it's
Awesome.
nice to kind of revisit and and get to talk about it.
Yeah, it's so cool to talk about it because I don't like go around in my regular life like talking about this cool job that I had.
Right.
So it's really nice to really dig in and talk about.
I
the
do,
cool
and
stuff
people
we
ask
did.
me to stop. So it's nice. It's nice that it's equal.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks so much, Chad.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Chad.
thank
Great
you
having
guys.
you.
Yeah, thanks,
Hopefully
Chad.
we
And
see
we'll have
each
to
other
do it
again.
again
Yeah.
for the next season.
Yeah,
come
for
back.
I
sure.
would love to.
We have so
Yeah.
many seasons to cover. This has been Rephrasing, an Archer Rewatch podcast. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at rephrasingpod. Email us questions at rephrasingpod@gmail.com. Please, no pictures of your penis. That's just inviting pictures of their penis, isn't it? Rephrasing is produced by Amber Nash, Casey Willis, and Christian Danley. Our theme music is by Matt Hoggs. FX's Archer is now streaming on Hulu. We're so excited to be a Maximum Fun podcast this season, and we'd like to thank all of the Max Fun members that support our show. If you're not a member yet and you'd like to become one, go to maxfun.org/join.